Furious Pope Leo XIV continues to unleash on Donald Trump and his despicable regime of war criminals. Pope Leo XIV is living rent-free in Donald Trump's head and haunting Donald Trump.
So MeidasTouch just exposed something unprecedented. A sitting pope directly challenging Trump over war crimes, and it's causing a religious revolt. We're seeing Catholic bishops in Trump's own backyard publicly condemning him, Iranian parents thanking the Pope, and even conservative Catholics breaking ranks. Let's break this down.
In fact, the Bishop of Palm Beach, the Florida diocese that includes Mar-a-Lago, just distributed the following message at Mass over the weekend, condemning Donald Trump's attacks on Pope Leo XIV. Message to clergy, religious, and faithful of the Diocese of Palm Beach from our bishop. So literally in Donald Trump's backyard, here was the message. The Diocese of Palm Beach stands firm with our Holy Father, Pope Leo XIV, and strongly rejects the disrespectful and violent attacks that Donald J. Trump has directed against the Holy Father.
This is extraordinary. The Palm Beach Diocese literally encompasses Mar-a-Lago. When your local Catholic leadership publicly condemns you at Sunday Mass for attacking the Pope, you've lost the moral high ground completely. This isn't some distant Vatican statement. This is Trump's own neighbors rejecting him on religious grounds.
These attacks also constitute a grave violation of the religious freedom enshrined in the Constitution of the United States, and as such, harm the rights of the American Catholic faithful. Please pray for the safety of the Holy Father, right in Donald Trump's backyard.
Notice they're framing this as a constitutional violation, attacking religious freedom itself. When Catholic bishops are asking parishioners to pray for the Pope's safety because of an American president's threats, we've crossed into authoritarian territory. Religious leaders see the danger clearly.
Trump has attacked Pope Leo XIV 8 times in 7 days. There's been a single response from the Pope to say the administration does not intimidate him. Leo made plain that he is not fighting with Trump advance. He's just saying things that should be universal. We're against war criminals. We're against war. We're for peace. We're for love and empathy. And the fact that this is making the Trump regime so angry should tell you all you need to know.
8 attacks in 7 days. That's obsessive behavior. The Pope issued one measured statement about peace, and Trump can't stop responding. When universal messages of love and anti-war sentiment trigger you this badly, it suggests your conscience knows you're on the wrong side.
By the way, on Sunday, Donald Trump had Mark Levin from State Regime Media go on Fox, which is state regime media, and try to lecture the world on the just war doctrine and how Donald Trump is actually following the Bible by engaging in war crimes against Iran and engaging in war crimes and genocide across the world. As Christopher Hale puts it, Mark Levin, a Reformed Jew who admits he first read the Catechism of the Catholic Church a few days ago, quoted it to lecture Pope Leo XIV on the Christian just war doctrine. Leo was an Augustinian friar who spent 12 years leading Augustine's religious order. Augustine invented the just war doctrine in the 4th century, and Leo XIV is pretty much as aware of what it means and what it is.
This is peak desperation, having Mark Levin, who admits he just read Catholic doctrine for the first time, lecture Pope Francis on just war theory. Francis spent 12 years leading the Augustinian order. the group founded by Augustine, who literally created just war doctrine in 400 AD.
A mother loves all her children in the same way and with her whole heart. Standing before the mother of our hearts, we want to promise to do the same, striving to ensure that no one lacks love and what is necessary to live with dignity and to be happy. May those who are hungry have food. May all the sick receive the care they need. May children access proper education, and may the elderly live their later years in serenity. And that's one of the things he was saying during this powerful speech he gave in Angola.
This is what actual moral leadership sounds like, focusing on hunger, health care, education, elderly care. Compare that to Trump's record of bombing schools and covering up trafficking rings. The contrast couldn't be starker between genuine compassion and performative cruelty.
Donald Trump covering up a child sex trafficking ring, the Epstein files. Donald Trump blowing up elementary schools in Manab in Iran. Donald Trump bragging about blowing up fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela. Contrast that to Pope Leo XIV, who is saying the following: while Donald Trump is out there lifting sanctions against Russia, allowing Russia to make money in order to kill Ukrainians and to wreak havoc across the world and unleash hell, here's what Pope Leo XIV says.
The list is devastating. Epstein cover-ups, bombing elementary schools, bragging about destroying fishing boats, lifting Russia sanctions during their Ukraine invasion. When the Pope speaks about peace and dignity, Trump's guilt-ridden response exposes everything about his character and record.
I'm deeply saddened by the recent escalation of attacks against Ukraine, which continue to afflict civilians. I express my solidarity with those who are suffering and assure all the Ukrainian people of my prayers. I renew my appeal for weapons to fall silent and for the path of dialogue to be pursued. Imagine if we had a leader in the United States who can say something like that. Then Pope Leo XIV also writes, the ceasefire announced in Lebanon, however, offers cause for hope. It represents a glimmer of relief for the Lebanese people and for the Levant. I encourage those who are working toward a diplomatic solution to continue peace talks so that a cessation of hostilities throughout the Middle East may become permanent.
This is presidential leadership, calling for ceasefires, supporting diplomatic solutions, expressing solidarity with suffering civilians. The Pope is providing the moral guidance America's actual president should be giving, while Trump escalates conflicts and celebrates violence instead.
Now, it should also be noted the families of more than 100 school children killed in the U.S. bombing of the Iranian school in Manab, they wrote a letter of gratitude to Pope Leo XIV. In it, they thank him for being a champion of peace and a voice for their deceased children. The White House has yet to apologize for the incident. In fact, the White House continues to cover up their massacre of the little girls in the elementary school in Manab. Again, shout out to Christopher Hale, who writes letters for Leo. And here's how he describes what went down. The parents of the children killed in the Iranian school bombing of Manab by Donald Trump and Netanyahu, they wrote to Pope Leo XIV. You can see their letter right here.
These parents lost their children to American bombs and found more comfort from the Pope than from their own government. Trump has never apologized, never acknowledged these deaths, never shown remorse. The global community recognizes moral authority when they see it, and it's not coming from Washington.
Today, the empty chairs of the classroom in Manab are bitter testaments to this very truth, a truth brought about by the making of American bombs directed by illogical warmongers. We thank you that amidst the tumult of war, you became the voice of righteousness and reminded everyone that lasting peace and tranquility are achieved not through force and weapons, but through the path of dialogue and the genuine search for a solution for all. Our children will never return home again to build a better tomorrow. But the prayer of us bereaved fathers and mothers is that your message to lay down weapons is heard, especially when America and the Israeli regime, with their excessive demands, fuel the fire of these crimes. We ask you to continue to be the voice of the voiceless children and strive to reopen all paths of dialogue so that no more weapons are built and no father or mother anywhere on this earthly sphere is forced to whisper a nighttime lullaby over the cold tombstone of their child.
That line about whispering lullabies over cold tombstones. This is the human cost of Trump's war crimes. These parents are thanking a religious leader in Rome because their own government won't even admit their children existed. The Pope becomes their voice when America silences them.
He goes, let me say to my conservative Catholic friends the thing I have wanted to say for a long time. Your movement has been hijacked by a celebrity populism that puts evangelical grievance ahead of Catholic conscience, and only you can take it back. The faithful who built the American Catholic conservative tradition, who prayed the rosary outside clinics, fought for school choice, defended the reverence of the Latin Mass when bishops would not, those faithful did not sign up to be silent partners while the Pope is insulted. You do not owe fidelity to men who will not defend the Holy Father. Your fidelity belongs to Christ and to the church he founded upon Peter. For my part, I promise this. Those of us on the other side of the aisle must earn your trust back through deeds, not slogans, through policies that honor the unborn and the immigrant alike, the family and the worker, and the reverence of the sanctuary and the dignity of those living on the street. Changing your conviction is not what I ask. I ask only that you refuse a bargain that requires your silence while your Pope is treated as a punchline.
Hale nails it. Authentic Catholic values oppose war crimes and defend papal authority. Conservative Catholics are being forced to choose between their faith and Trump's celebrity cult. Many are choosing Christ over political convenience, recognizing that silence while the Pope is attacked violates their core beliefs.